So here's my title. Here's an important day in my practice. This was the first day we took a step forward to become a digital practice. Like many of you, we'd been shut down, mandated to shut down for the last few weeks. I had one employee still. We had put everyone else on a furlough. And we'd worked our tails off to create what I thought was going to be a virtual experience so I could take care of my patients. All the doctors understand this in the room. It was really hard, really hard. What we were going to do for these patients where we really only had, limited understanding of what time we were going to be able to get back into our practice and take care of them. And so this was our first day. I had hair and makeup involved. This is in Kirkland, Washington. So my day started at about 8 o'clock, took a shower. Those are UW shorts, just in case you're wondering. Big University of Washington fan. I thought I was like a sports anchor that day. So this is my son, Cameron. He's doing my hair. Then I prepped through my 12 patients that I had that day, getting ready for it. Had my coffee. And about a minute before 9, I was ready to go. Just like all of you, I took something away. Something special happened over those few weeks. We got to have one-on-one experiences with our patients that we'd never had before. And I started to realize that was what made us special. It wasn't what we were doing and like Jeff was talking about. It didn't look like what our practice looked like, what we were using in our practice. It was us and the patient, and that's really what mattered. And so I started to jot down some notes about what makes or constitutes a great experience. And so this is actually my notes that I started scribbling down. They probably look like all of your notes. This is nothing new, right? We all felt the same way. And so by the time we were ready to go back, I had a 13-page handbook for my team that talked about how we were going to revolutionize orthodontics. I also talked to them about this. Who knows where this is? Who's been there? Will you raise your hand, please? It's freaking cool. I mean, they're throwing fish, having fun. If you've read the book Fish, that's actually, if you don't know this, Starbucks actually trains all their employees with this book. But essentially, this is 1,200 square feet of the most lucrative price per square foot in the United States of America. How do they do it? They're just selling fish. But they're throwing fish, they're having fun, they're singing, they're creating an experience that's so much different. And what are they all doing? They're all in this together, right? They're committed to inspire. And so I think when we all look at this, it's not about the fish. I've eaten fish all over Seattle, all over Washington. I've eaten fish here actually on this trip. But what I remember is the experience I had when I went there. And that's why I would go back. It's also not about the orthodontics, really, if we think about it, is it? Brian and I were talking about this yesterday. There's a lot of great orthodontics who have great practices, right? That maybe just line up the front 6 teeth. And so it's really about a great experience. And that's what we have to create, and that's what we have to get better at. And then for my team, I had to be 100% committed to that. It had to be me, the leader, the general, the person in charge. And so while this was Alfred's roadmap, I'm a little simpler. Here's mine. So the first thing that we do in our practice is we have a digital onboarding. You guys probably don't know it, but most of you already do this. So in our practice, we do electronic payments, signatures, communication. In fact, I now shot a video that we send a text to our patients in advance of the new patient exam with myself and the TC, so they get to know me in advance. We use cloud-based software and then digital everything, just like you guys have for our records. And so that's changed our new patient exam. They no longer walk in. They actually say, oh, there was actually, in that video you shot, you said we could get started that day if we want to. I don't even say that. You don't have to. So it becomes a different conversation in the exam. I really only have stock braces up there now as an example because it's a comparison, right? We really only talk about the digital experience because who doesn't want that? It's a lifestyle question now. Do you want aligners or do you want custom braces? They're both custom to you. This is the best way we can do this. If you want the metal brackets, they're there. But who's really going to want those? Most of the time they're like, well, obviously I'm doing that. Same cost, right? Yeah. So then show them why that matters. Show them for their kid. Can I do that with my metal brackets? No, I can't. I'm not a very, I don't think I'm that good as an orthodontist to be able to do that. Can I do that where the mom comes and said, he's done, right? It's been 4 months. That's pretty amazing. And it's the same thing that I was already doing with all